It is just a fundamental truth of the universe that you cannot escape.
Yeah.
I mean, ambition, a really deep-rooted friendship, and honestly, just a little bit of absolute chaos are always the exact ingredients you need for an unforgettable episode of television.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is the holy trinity of reality TV. You need the drive, you need the history.
Right, the 10-year history.
Exactly. So the betrayals actually sting.
Yeah.
And you desperately need someone to make a life decision so wildly questionable that we are forced to just pause the screen and stare at the wall in disbelief.
I literally had to walk around my living room for 5 minutes to process it.
Same.
But babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And babes, we are so incredibly glad to have you sitting right here with us. And I have to announce to the Snark Squad right now, the frozen wine slushies are officially on deck.
They are looking beautiful today.
They really are. I'm looking at mine, I'm looking at yours, and honestly, these are giving summer iced baddie energy, and we are absolutely here for it.
We really are. I mean, I am looking at the condensation forming on the outside of my glass right now, and I feel like my blood pressure has already dropped like 10 points.
I genuinely, emotionally believe that frozen wine might be one of humanity's greatest inventions. I mean, it's right up there with the wheel and the internet.
It is a profound innovation.
It is, because literally every single patio on Earth should be legally required by the government to serve them. When you are sitting in the sweltering heat, an ice cube in a regular glass of wine just melts, and it just waters down your drink. It is so depressing.
It is tragic, but a slushie maintains its structural integrity, and analytically speaking, the biology of it is what makes it so effective.
Wait, there's science to this.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
It is not just a drink, right? It is a sensory override. When you take one sip of a frozen wine slushie, the temperature receptors and the sugar receptors in your brain light up at the exact same time. So it biologically tricks your central nervous system into feeling like it is on vacation.
Oh my gosh, instant out of office energy.
Exactly. I am already sarcastically scheming 3 more flavor profiles for the summer. We need a peach basil infusion and maybe, I don't know, a blackberry time situation just to elevate the patio experience.
Yes. Oh my gosh, consider it done.
Oh.
We are officially declaring this the absolute undeniable drink of soft girl summer. Put it in the history books.
Done and stamped.
But before we get into the heavy reality TV mess we have to unpack today, I have to tell the Snark Squad that our inbox is just overflowing.
It is a disaster zone in there.
It really is. You guys have been submitting so many shady, snarky, or stupid confessions from your own personal lives that it would literally be a crime to keep them hidden. So I pulled 3 of the absolute messiest ones for us to debate today. Are you ready?
I am bracing myself. Our listeners never disappoint when it comes to just sheer chaotic life choices.
Okay, confession number 1. The pineapple pizza revenge. A woman wrote in and said she accidentally discovered her boyfriend was texting another woman.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and how did she find out? Because she borrowed his phone to order pizza, and his notifications popped up.
Of course they did. It is always the pizza app.
Always. But listen to this. Instead of confronting him immediately, like most of us would, screaming and throwing his phone, she calmly proceeded to order pineapple on every single pizza, knowing he absolutely hates it.
Wow.
And then she waited 2 full days to bring up the cheating. So, shady, smarky, or stupid?
That is deeply disturbing.
No, I think it is a masterpiece of passive-aggressive torture. I was emotional reading this. Can you imagine the sheer discipline it takes to sit there on the couch watching him angrily pick warm, gooey pineapple off a slice of pepperoni?
While complaining about the acidity ruining the cheese.
Yes, all while you know his entire life is about to crumble in 48 hours. That is cinema.
I am not denying it is cinematic, but we really have to look at the psychological mechanics here. The 2-day wait is what elevates this from a simple emotional reaction to calculated psychological warfare.
It really does.
She didn't just want to dump him. She wanted him to suffer a minor, frustrating inconvenience right before the major life-altering devastation. It is the ultimate appetizer to a breakup.
The appetizer. Oh my God.
And it also requires you to swallow your own rage for 48 hours. Her cortisol levels must have been through the roof. She subjected herself to a 2-day acting exercise just to make a point about pizza toppings. I rule this as elite, top-tier snarky, but it borders on sociopathic.
I hear you. But the payoff.
Yeah.
It is snarky with a capital S. Okay, moving on. Confession number 2. The kale and egg lunch trap.
Oh, office drama. I love this.
It is so petty. A listener's coworker kept stealing their lunch from the communal fridge, so instead of going to HR, our listener started packing nothing but dry kale salad and hard-boiled eggs for 2 straight weeks until the mystery thief finally gave up. Shady, snarky, or stupid.
See, this is hilarious, but I have to point out the sheer dedication to suffering through your own bad lunches just to spite a thief. You are eating sulfur-smelling eggs and roughage for 14 consecutive days. You are punishing your own digestive tract for justice.
But it works. The thief is opening the fridge, looking for a turkey club, and seeing literally nothing but sadness in Tupperware.
It is a war of attrition. You are hoping the thief's desire for free food breaks before your own desire for a decent sandwich does. The problem is, you are both losing. The thief doesn't get lunch, and you are chewing through dry kale at your desk wondering why you didn't just buy a lockbox.
That is so true.
I'm going to categorize this as snarky, but bordering heavily on stupid solely because of the collateral damage to the listener's own quality of life.
Okay, that is fair. You have to value your own lunch more than vengeance. All right, confession number 3. The ex's best friend match.
This is going to be bad.
Someone matched with their ex's best friend on a dating app just to see what would happen, quote unquote, and they're now going on a second date. Shady, snarky, or stupid?
I am stepping right in on this one. It is shady. Let me be perfectly clear, just to see what would happen. Is the biggest, most pathetic lie human beings tell themselves to justify indulging in absolute mess.
Is it, though?
Yes. You didn't do it just to see. You did it because you wanted to detonate a bomb in your ex's social circle, and you wanted a front row seat to the mushroom cloud.
Oh, I completely disagree. I think it starts out innocent. Like, you are swiping, you see a familiar face, the morbid curiosity takes over, and you just hit, like, to see if they like you back. It's just a validation check.
A validation check that leads to a second date. No, a validation check is when you match, you chuckle, and you ignore the message. Going to dinner, ordering appetizers, staring into the eyes of the man who stood next to your ex at a birthday party 6 months ago, that is no longer a social experiment. That is a hostile takeover of the friend group.
A hostile takeover.
It is radioactive. It is stupid because the blast radius of this decision is going to take out everyone involved. And it is shady because the intention was malicious from the initial swipe. Final verdict, a toxic blend of shady and stupid.
You are so harsh. But honestly, you are entirely right. Snark Squad, keep those confessions coming.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into the recap, I have to tell everyone about this past weekend. We went on a getaway to a North Carolina lake house with what we affectionately call our dentist friend group.
The clinical professionals who somehow know how to party with terrifying efficiency.
Exactly. We pull up to this property, and I immediately spiral because I realized the house was actually even nicer than the photos.
Which never happens.
Never. Usually they use a wide-angle lens to make a closet look like a ballroom. But this place had these massive, huge windows overlooking the lake and this giant wraparound deck. We spent literally hours out there just talking and waking up and having coffee on the dock in the morning.
It was incredibly serene. The sunset boat rides were just, the water was like glass.
It changed my brain chemistry.
But what is funny to me is the deep contrast, right? You have this peaceful, picturesque setting, the absolute silence of nature, and then cut to 11 p.m. inside the house.
Oh my gosh, the card games.
The card games got so aggressively analytically competitive. You have all these dentists meticulously calculating probabilities in Uno.
They were counting cards.
Getting into shouting matches over skip and reverse rules, and then it all dissolves into these late-night conversations where everyone is just laughing until they are crying on the floor.
It really made me think because every single person there is somehow a dentist. It literally proves that dentists possess this secret clinical knowledge of exactly how to vacation properly.
They do. They schedule the relaxation with the same exactitude they use for a root canal. They compartmentalize perfectly. They're like, we will have leisure from 2 p.m. to 4:15 p.m., followed by mandatory chaotic card games until midnight.
They don't leave fun to chance, but we have to debate. What was the best room in that house? For me, it was that massive screened-in porch.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was like being entirely immersed in nature, but without the threat of a single mosquito.
See, for me, it was the kitchen island. The island is the anchor of any good vacation home. That is where the real debriefs happen while someone is making midnight nachos.
Sure.
But the broader question we have to face is, are we now officially lake people? Because I found myself looking at the real estate listings for that zip code on the drive back.
Oh, I think we definitely are. Someone in that group definitely needs to buy a vacation house someday so we can just mooch off them every summer.
That is the goal.
It is the ultimate goal of adulthood. But babes, We've got Houston hustle, friendships, business, and plenty of mess to get into, so let's start recapping.
Let's do it.
I am dying to talk about this because the biggest bombshells of the episode center entirely around the deeply messy divorce proceedings between Elena and Josh.
The complete dismantling of a 2-decade institution.
Yes, they've been together for nearly 20 years. That is 2 decades of shared history, intertwined money, raising children, and clearly harboring a massive vault of secrets. You don't just walk away from 20 years without some massive explosions.
20 years is an entire lifetime. You grow up together and your identities become completely fused. And what we saw this time was Josh's PR machine swinging into full gear. We really have to break down that scene where Josh drops unannounced on Will and Labrina to tell his side of the story.
I was screaming. The absolute audacity of an unannounced drop-in, just a trauma dump on your estranged wife's friend group. Who does that?
A man who is desperate to control the narrative.
You don't just show up to someone's house on a Tuesday to deliver a PowerPoint presentation on why your marriage failed.
But analytically, why is Josh going to Will and Labrina specifically? He is on a sympathy tour. He is trying to build a coalition against Elena, and the financial excuse he gives them is textbook manipulation.
Lifestyle excuse.
Exactly. He claims he only chased these incredibly risky investments, which, let's be clear, ruined them financially, just to provide the quote-unquote lifestyle that Elena wanted.
I was so emotional watching that. How dare he? He is actively blaming his partner's taste for his own bad gambles.
It is such a classic deflection tactic. He is essentially saying, I wouldn't have gone to the metaphorical casino and bet our mortgage on black if you didn't like nice handbags. It is absurd. He chased the results for his own ego, lost the money, and now wants to act like he was a martyr for her closet.
It completely strips her of agency. It makes her the villain of his bad math. It is the ultimate gaslighting. He wants Will and Labrina to think, oh, poor Josh, he was just trying to buy his demanding wife a nice car.
Right.
No. He wanted to be the big man on campus. He made bad investments, and he hit it. But here is where my jaw literally hit the floor. The cheating timelines.
Oh, this was wild.
We already knew about the infidelity.
Yeah.
Elena's been very open that he cheated. Josh sits on the couch, looks Will in the eye, and admits that, yes, he cheated 16 years ago. But then, very casually, drops this massive bomb that Elena was talking to someone last year.
The delivery of that information was so calculated, it was a strategic leak. He is trying to reset the moral ledger.
I am so glad you said that because I am passionately pushing back on what Josh is trying to do here. You cannot equate a 16-year-old infidelity wound with the current breakdown of the marriage.
You really can't.
Imagine the reality for Elena. 16 years ago, he cheats. That alters the entire foundation of their marriage. She stays, she tries to rebuild, and she lives with that ghost in her house for 16 years.
Yeah.
He broke the glass 16 years ago, and now he is mad she's looking at other windows. You don't get to destroy the foundation of the house and then complain when your wife starts looking at Zillow.
It is a complete false equivalence. He is comparing the match that started the forest fire to the smoke at the very end. But what is shady is the detail he let slip to justify how he knew about her recent activities.
The phone password.
Yes. He said she had his phone password for a very long time, heavily implying he had access to hers and was going through it. Having your wife's phone password for years doesn't make you a saint who operates with transparency. It makes you paranoid.
Right.
It shows he has been surveilling the wreckage of the trust he destroyed. He hasn't been trusting her. He has been monitoring her.
He has been guarding the prison he built. He is playing the victim in a mess he started. But honestly, comparing that dark, heavy energy from Josh to where Elena is at right now is like night and day.
She looks incredible.
Have you noticed her glow?
Yeah.
I am celebrating Elena's current fight. She has entered her beautifully broken era, and I am obsessed. She is doing glam for Ashley Peterson. Her business is booming. And she casually mentions she went and got lipo because she wants to feel good.
She called it getting a little Latoria magic.
Yes. And she explicitly said she isn't doing it for anyone but herself.
That is the crux of it. The physical glow-up is rarely about attracting someone new. It is often a physical manifestation of an internal emotional release. She is literally shedding the weight of his secrets.
Oh, I love that.
But the most poignant truth of the entire episode came from Elena when she looked at the camera and said, "Your pain starts with you. If you're not changing it, you're accepting it."
That quote stopped me in my tracks.
It is incredibly profound. because it requires massive self-accountability. She is commending herself for dropping the act of having a perfect marriage and finally choosing herself. The sheer exhaustion of pretending you have it all together while your husband is making terrible investments must be draining.
Letting that go must feel lighter than air. You can physically see how much lighter she is. She is choosing herself after 2 decades.
Yeah.
But Elena walking away from her toxic dynamic is on the complete opposite end of the spectrum from Chloe.
Oh, Chloe.
We have to talk about Chloe and Jordan's absolute, unadulterated chaos.
Or
Or as I call it, the door code debacle.
the door code. I am still analytically processing the logistics of this betrayal.
I was screaming. The most unhinged revelation of the season is Jordan, who is 28 years old, let's not forget the glaring immaturity here, giving another woman the door code to his house while he is supposed to be in a committed relationship with Chloe.
A door code is not a casual thing. We need to dissect what a door code represents. Giving someone a physical key requires effort. You have to go to a hardware store, hand it over, it is ceremonial.
Right.
But a door code, you type a few numbers into an app and you grant someone permanent, traceless access to your home. It implies routine, it implies they might drop off groceries, it implies a level of digital intimacy that goes way beyond a random hookup. To give that to another woman is breathtakingly arrogant.
It is handing over the keys to the kingdom. So Chloe finds out, and she rightfully blocks Jordan on literally everything. Email, phone, Facebook, IG. She shut him out completely. But then she caves. She unblocks him.
And why does she unblock him?
Because his mom texted her and told her he had the flu.
I have to put on my shady hat here because this is diabolical. Jordan is a 28-year-old grown man. The fact that his mother is acting as his medical advocate to his estranged girlfriend is wild.
It is so juvenile.
He used the classic "I'm sick, feel bad for me" maneuver, but he laundered it through his mother to bypass the block. He weaponized his mother's concern to breach Chloe's boundaries.
Mom, tell my girlfriend I have the sniffles so she'll talk to me. And it worked, because Chloe's a caretaker. So Jordan gets his foot back in the door. Then he picks Chloe up for a quote-unquote surprise date to win her back.
The surprise date.
He claims he is ready to rebuild trust, and he even tells a friend he wants to propose.
The escalation from "I got caught cheating with the door code" to "I'm going to buy an engagement ring" gives me absolute whiplash.
I physically cringe watching him talk about a ring. I'm passionately arguing right now that an engagement ring is not a band-aid for infidelity. You cannot spackle over a broken foundation with a diamond.
It is a containment strategy. It has absolutely nothing to do with commitment and everything to do with closing the deal before the buyer backs out.
Exactly. So they finally get to this disastrous sit-down date.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe's asking for actual accountability. She just wants him to say what he did and how he will fix it. And what does Jordan do? He completely deflects by getting mad that Chloe talks to his mom too much.
It is a stunning pivot. He goes from being in the hot seat for infidelity to playing the aggrieved party, all because the woman he cheated on sought comfort from his mother.
We have to talk about the emotional core of this. Because Chloe lost her own mother and her late husband. She has endured massive grief. So Jordan's mom is a crucial mother figure to her.
Right.
For Jordan to tell her, "I don't tell my mama everything," and get angry at Chloe for seeking maternal comfort, it shows a massive lack of empathy.
It shows he views relationships transactionally. The minute he realizes his mother won't blindly defend his bad behavior, he wants to isolate Chloe so she only has his version of reality, and then the walkout.
Oh my gosh, the walkout.
I am sarcastically slow clapping for Jordan here. Getting up and walking out of your own apology dinner because she won't just immediately absolve you. It is a masterclass in gaslighting and avoidance.
He left her sitting there at the table. It was enraging. But that lack of empathy isn't just ruining romantic relationships. It is currently tearing apart the entire friend group. We have to get into the group divide and the precious accusation.
Shambles is a polite word for the dynamics between these women right now.
We have this ongoing war between Labrina and the rest of the women. Labrina previously claimed the other women weren't on her level.
Right, and her defense now is that she meant mentally and spiritually, not monetarily. But I have to point out the hypocrisy. Claiming to be spiritually superior while fighting with everyone in your friend group is peak reality TV hypocrisy. You cannot be the Dalai Lama of Houston while actively plotting against your friends.
Exactly. If you are so at peace, why is your blood pressure always spiking? But then we get to the absolute messiest part of the episode. Labrina claims that Chloe compared her friend to the character Precious.
The air just left the room.
I need to seriously explain why this is so offensive in the Black community. It is never an endorsement or a compliment. It carries immense, devastating weight regarding body image trauma and colorism. It is a deep, targeted insult meant to strip someone of their dignity.
It is the nuclear option of insults.
And Chloe fiercely denies saying it. She was visibly shaken.
Analytically, why is Chloe the one being accused? Because Chloe has the biggest, loudest personality in the group. She is confrontational. Therefore, if a malicious rumor is floating around, she's the easiest, most convenient scapegoat. It is lazy triangulation.
It is so toxic.
Okay.
So carrying all of this heavy baggage, the entire group is forced to attend the Define Your Hustle networking event. All of these women who currently despise each other show up to mentor young female entrepreneurs. And the absolute irony, they accidentally show up matching in mocha two-piece outfits.
They look like a synchronized swimming team of hatred. The universe was playing a cruel joke on them.
The tension was so thick.
What highlights the comedy is the juxtaposition. You have these women standing on a stage preaching the gospel of collaboration and sisterhood, only for Labrina to secretly call Latoria a two-faced liar off-camera near the buffet.
Which Latoria overhears.
Preaching unity on stage and burning bridges near the shrimp cocktail is the height of hypocrisy. It leads to Latoria literally quitting the show and the friendship on the spot.
I do not blame her one bit. So we wrap the recap with a Taco Tuesday debrief. Ro, Latoria, and Chloe decompressing over steak and wine.
They needed it.
And Chloe delivers this read on Labrina. She says, if multiple people have issues with her, she should hold a mirror up to her face on why. Boom.
It is the truest statement made. If you smell everywhere you go, check your own shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to get into our segments because I have so many thoughts.
Yeah.
First up, Hustler of the Week. We need to decide the biggest boss move, smartest decision, or person carrying the episode. I will go first. I nominate Elena.
Defend it. Why Elena?
Because stepping away from a toxic 20-year marriage is terrifying. Refusing to engage in Josh's PR tour or the group drama and calmly getting lipo while her business thrives is the ultimate boss move. She's choosing peace.
I hear your logic. However, I am sarcastically nominating Jordan for Hustler of the Week.
Jordan, are you completely out of your mind?
Hear me out. To be Hustler of the Week does not mean you are a good person. Look at the sheer audacity. He cheats, gets caught via door code, uses the food to get unblocked, sets up a dinner, plans to propose, and then somehow gets mad at Chloe and walks out of his own apology.
It's so toxic.
It takes a truly chaotic hustler to pull that off on national television and still think they are the victim. He carried the dramatic arc.
Wow. I hate how accurate that analysis is. Fine, you win. Segment 2. Soft Girl Business Meeting. Biggest overreaction.
It has to be Jordan walking out of the restaurant because Chloe confided in his mother.
Without a doubt, he reacted with anger because he couldn't control her grief. Best read.
Chloe analyzing Labrina. If multiple people have issues with you, maybe you're the issue. It was clinical and cut through all the noise.
Flawless execution. Most dramatic conversation. I am highlighting Josh trauma dumping on Will and Labrina, dropping the she cheated last year bomb to perfectly deflect from his own actions. The theater of it all.
He used them as a megaphone. Now, friendship most likely to implode next. I am analytically predicting the fragile alliance between Labrina and Mona.
Oh, interesting. Why them?
Because right now they are united purely by isolation. The minute Mona questions her or wants to make peace with the other women, that alliance will fracture. The isolation will eventually turn them against each other.
That is incredibly insightful. Okay, segment 3. Shady, snarky, or stupid. Let's take the messiest moments. Moment 1. Giving out the door code.
This is immediately, undeniably stupid.
Yes, zero intelligence behind it.
Logistically, if you are hiding a relationship, why give out a traceable permanent access code? Just sloppy and stupid?
Agreed. Moment 2. Labrina calling Latoria two-faced at a women's empowerment event.
I categorize this as snarky and shady. Preaching unity on stage and burning bridges near the buffet is elite snark, but it is deeply shady because she waited until she was in a safe corner to do it.
The hypocrisy is so shady. Moment 3. Jordan planning to propose right after getting caught.
We debate this, but I rule this a toxic combination of shady and stupid.
I'm right there with you. It is shady because his intention is pure manipulation to trap her, but it is stupid because Chloe is clearly not buying it.
He thought a ring would wipe her memory. Stupid execution of a shady plan.
Okay, last segment. Weekend predictions. Let's look into our crystal ball. Future alliances. I predict Latoria and Chloe will fully solidify their bond over their mutual beef with Labrina.
I agree with that. The lines are drawn. As for the biggest betrayal, I analytically predict Jordan will inevitably betray Chloe again because his behavior at dinner showed zero actual remorse.
It hurts my heart, but you are probably right. A man who lacks empathy will repeat the action. Okay, surprise redemption arc. Do we think Josh will somehow manage to spin the narrative, or will Elena's truth prevail?
I am going all in on Elena's truth prevailing. The person trying the hardest to control the narrative, like Josh on his PR tour, is usually lying.
I completely agree. Elena's silence is going to speak volumes louder than his living room speeches.
Silence is the ultimate rebuttal.
All right, we have spiraled, we have analyzed, and now I want to turn it back to the Snark Squad. I have questions for you to mull over in the group chat. What is your absolute favorite frozen summer drink?
And are you fundamentally a lake house or a beach house person?
Which of those listener confessions from the top of the show was the absolute messiest?
And who are you actually rooting for after this chaotic episode? Let us know in the comments.
Yes. And babes, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're listening.
And share this episode with your messiest friend. You know exactly who I'm talking about. We thank everyone for hanging out and listening to us spiral.
We really do love you. Stay cool, stay chaotic.
And we'll see you on Snark side.